Hi everyone, welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today from our friends at Crafters Companion, I have the 'Tis the Season collection. And this includes a 12 by 12 paper pad, a fantastic 3D embossing folder, a border die, and we've even got this little Festive Friend cutting die. It makes beautiful cards like this one. This is the embossing folder. I can't wait to show you what else I came up with, so come back and play with us. All right, let's take a flip through this paper pad. This one includes 32 double-sided papers. They're beautiful. They're a nice cardstock weight, and I think you're getting 4 of each one. Okay, let's take, oh, beautiful with the bird, and then the other sides are just like this nice textured, and then we've got some quick and easy kind of cutout situations here. Let's see if I can skip ahead. And oh, look at this with the cardinals, and I love this like motif up here. It's got oranges and ornaments and berries, and then the bells and the candles and the pine boughs. And here again, what I love about this one is if you're a card maker, you can get a couple of cards from this one, this way, and this way. Gorgeous. Oops. Okay, this one, same thing with the corner embellishments here. Card, a card, a card, a card, or a beautiful scrapbook page. This one with the bells and the lanterns and the gifts. And then we've got 4 more cutouts. All right, so let's take a look at what I did with one of the pages of cutouts. So here's one with a little lantern. If you recall, they're like this. So I used a 6 by 6 card. We do have 6 by 6 cards and envelopes, or you could just take a 6 by 12 piece of cardstock, score it, and you've got your 6 by 6 card. Glued that to the front, and then I just used brown. I think I used Festive, no, I used Friar Brown around the edges of this. And then right across the center here, we've got a script greeting dazzle. It's like Christmas. I have them here on my desk. Here we go. These are Christmas greeting dazzles, and they come in this great script font. And in the same pack, you've got these little tiny words and phrases. So they're also Christmas, so different colors, and it fits kind of the direction of your card really nicely. 2 different kind of sizes. So joy to you, and then some just knotted ribbon right there. And then I just added some of these. There we go. These are red glitter jewel dazzle stickers. And that just made a very quick and easy card. Just throwing stuff around my desk here. Here we are. Okay. Now the next one I showed you in the opening, this one uses the embossing folder. And it's a 3D embossing folder because it has really nice deep areas here where the poinsettias are. And I'm going to show you, I made this card using, this is snow suede paper. It means it's fabric, suede fabric on the top and paper on the back. And it embosses beautifully. It also die cuts beautifully. So here, this is what it looks like when I put it through the embossing folder. It's so gorgeous, and the texture on it is amazing. So for this one, it's kind of counterintuitive on this die, what I noticed. The first time I did it, I put the paper in. If you're using directional paper like this, if you're using cardstock and it's got color on both sides, it doesn't matter which direction you put it in. For mine, of course, I want to get the suede embossed, so I needed to put the suede going the right direction. Usually when there's a label or something on the front of an embossing folder, it usually means that that's going to be where you place your face up paper. That's been my experience in the past. But this one, you would want to put it face down. Okay, so if you're using the suede, you want to put it face down. I did a little experiment, and when I first did it, I did it incorrectly, and it was not embossed, it was debossed. So all of the poinsettias are kind of sunken. But you know what? When I took the ink pad, and I'm going to show you that technique in a moment, and I went over it, it's still really cool. So I think either technique works on this. So let's talk about how I did this card though, if you can see the difference there. So on this one, it's embossed, which means it's got a texture, it's kind of puffy going in this direction. And I used an evergreen prism ink pad, and I'm just going to use just the surface of the ink pad. The important technique here is you want to keep the ink pad really flat. You don't want to like tilt it in one direction or the other. If you do that, you kind of get a darker area, but just lightly. And I'm going to try to do this as dark as I can so you can really see this. And I'm just putting a little more pressure on it. You see how it's really picking up that color? Yeah, and it's just really, really simple thing to do. This one, as I said, is debossed, which means it's not puffing up, it's going down. So if you turn it over, it's all textured on this side, and that's just the paper side. And same thing, if you go over it a little more heavily, you can really see how that's looking. Pretty cool. Now, if you did just do this on paper, just white cardstock, let's take a look at that. Pretty cool, right? All right, so after that, then I trimmed, this card is 5 by 6.5 inches, and I trimmed this down to just about 4.5 inches wide, so it would fit on my card. And then I used just some strips of hammered gold paper, okay? So what I did was I just took the strips of paper and I glued them on my card like this, and then I just put that embossed image right over the top, just like that. So, you know, why waste all the really cool paper? Just use strips of it, right? Just being a little economical there. And then I took the little holly berries. These are the same little red glitter dazzle stickers. And usually I suggest using our jewel picker for using on jewel dazzle stickers. These are a little more sticky, and I don't know how else to describe it, but using an X-Acto knife like this and then just pulling them up, in fact I'll use one that's used here, is a nice alternative. Okay, just lifting that up. When you're using the jewel picker, now watch, it's gonna work this time, but if you're going to use that, use the nice big hefty end, okay? Put it on there and you stir, stir, stir. Yeah, it works. It didn't work well for me last night, but there you go. Either one of those are great options. So just saying. All right, now also I wanted to show you, we have these Merry Christmas dazzle stickers, and they're in all different finishes here. Okay, we've got the glitter, the holographic, the white vinyl. This is silver pearl, gold pearl. This is gold holographic. And then we get into the mirror finishes. And the mirror finishes on these, because these are so scripty, if you're not careful, sometimes they can tear. So I wanted to address that, and I wanted to show you a little tip I have. I've got one here already started. All right, back to the X-Acto knife. Now these knives are really nice because they're retractable. If you leave them sitting on your desk, or if you've got little ones running around the house, I like to use that. Now, when you're using this, okay, what I like to do first is pull up several areas like that, and then the little loopy areas, go for that. All right, so now when you lift this up, all those little problem areas that are, I'm concentrating so I'm not talking, there we go, that are those little swirls that can tear on the mirror finish, they just lift right off. All right, so now placement is now easy too, because you're using that X-Acto knife just like that. And then I just do this, this, and just pulling that off. All right, there you go. Okay, so what else? Oh yeah, has some little red ribbon here. This came from the little red ribbon set, and just glued that bow right there. So I should mention too, on the little red glitter jewel dazzles, some of these little berries on here are half berries. So I just took my X-Acto knife and I cut some of those little jewel dazzles in half to accommodate that. All right, so next, guys, this is Festive Friend. And this is this sweet little cutting die. This one looks like right here. It's so cute. This is the card I'm up with for that one. So once again, 5 by 6.5 inch card. And I used one of the toppers, those 6-inch toppers on this card. Let me see if I can show you quickly without having to hunt too much through here. I think it's the one in the back. Here we go. I used this one right here. So you don't have to use those on a 6 by 6 card. I just sort of centered it on the 5-inch card. You're just going to lose a little bit on each half. And then because it's a little short, the first thing I did is once again use that little strip technique, and I took this forest suede paper and I just put 1/2-inch strip at the top and the bottom and then centered my paper on that. At the top here and the bottom, I added some primary thin line dazzle stickers, which I forgot to grab, but everything's listed down below the video. I should mention, if you're watching us on our Paper Wishes webisode page, we have the money saver on the right hand side, and then every item is listed down below the video, as well as full color photos of the projects. And if you click on those, it'll give you full supply lists. And if you're watching us on YouTube, just check the link below the video and it'll take you to this Paper Wishes webisode page. And while you're there, a thumbs up and subscribe. So on this one, what I did was I took below this, I've got a little 4-inch doily. And these are a great deal, you guys. There's at least 20 in a package. And I say at least because these things stick together a lot. So I find whenever I open a package, there's more than 20 in here. So definitely grab yourself one of those. And this little piece I've cut from black cardstock. And then I put on the back of that, I matted that with white cardstock on this black one. And a nice tool to use for that is this fine tip applicator. It's so nice just to be able to go around and just put glue around that and then amongst the little the images and stuff, and then just bang, glue that on some white cardstock. And then I very carefully cut around the white cardstock with my tiny scissors. Tiny scissors are very important when you're doing detailed cutting. And then I just took some tri-blend markers. You could really use any marker though, but I used 2 shades of green and then a shade of brown, and then this one is a golden color, and then dark red. And then on these little flowers right here, I just added little touches of light yellow. And then I glued that all to the doily, then glued the doily to the card, and then added just a little bow of red ribbon there, the red gingham. And then this little Noel came from those stickers I showed you at the beginning. Yes, that script greetings here, the Christmas greetings, also has this wonderful small Christmas tiny words and phrases, and I use the red ones. So that is a very easy card to put together. If you like doing some cutting, that is the way to go. All right, I have one more card to show you. This one is this fantastic cutting die, this border. It's called Seasonal Foliage. That's what that looks like. Isn't that gorgeous? I have cut it from red glitter cardstock. Okay, so this one right here, we sell these in sheets of by color, or you can buy them in mixed, an assortment of colors. But if you buy just the red, I think there's 4 in a collection. And then what I did was, okay, for my card base, so a 6.5 by 5-inch card, then I cut 2¼ inches from the bottom of the card front only, all right? And then I covered what was left right up here with one of those little corner embellishment pieces that I was showing you. Like, find it in here. Oh, come on. There we go. One of those. Okay. So that was just right here. So the heavy embellishment or images is over here. Then I backed the entire thing with a sheet of acetate. You can buy this by the sheet at Paper Wishes rather. And what I did was I just put a lot of glue right here, and then I closed it on the sheet, and then I just cut around the entire card so you have a nice fit there. The back of the card was what was on the back of this paper. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to cover this glue mess up because nobody wants to look at that. So we're going to take our Cosmic Shimmer glue. Another thing to use if you find that the glue is not sticking well for you, using the glue, you can also use extra sticky tape. Because sometimes, depending on where you live, I think it's like an altitude thing, maybe the glue is not going to stick to plastic well for you. In Oregon, it's just not a problem. Okay, so there we go. Now we're going to take this little beauty and we're going to glue that right there. Now, why did I back that on acetate? Let me show you why. Well, I'll show you why as soon as we get this glued down. Many times I have done the border cards where in this applicator bottle, once again, saving the day when you're doing those fine lines. I find I use less glue and I get it exactly where I want it. I don't have as much seepage. And now when attaching this to the acetate, you don't need to get every single part of this die with glue. I find if I just kind of get the end pieces so that they don't bend back when they're on the card, that's really all that you need to do. Oh. I'm going to put that right there. I'm going to make sure that this little border lines up right there. And then we're going to trim this down. Now I should mention that when using this die, there's not a cutting edge right here. And that's so you can take this and put it on a card. You could put this on a card like that, and you could run the entire card through your die cutting machine, and then it would cut like this beautiful design into the card. So what we're going to do is put my glitter card back. Here we go. For this one, when you put it down like that, you want to leave a little bit of a border right there. And then you can just cut out a rectangle and run it through your machine. Using some tape to tape that down is definitely recommended. Okay, so that's how you get that nice straight edge there. All right, so now that that's setting up there with that glue, we're just going to trim that even. All right, and now we're going to take a little bow. I'm going to glue that there. Oh, before I glue that on, I was going to tell you why I put the acetate on it. It's so that your card can stand up, right? We like to display our pretty cards, so that way that can still stand up. If this edge was just left with the die on it, you wouldn't be able to stand it. You can also use it in that direction. So lots of options there, you guys. I'll put a little glue right here so I don't seep down onto the acetate. And we're going to hold that right there. And now we just have to add the greeting. Go. Now, I've also got some, these are red Jewel Dazzle stickers. And as you can see, they're pretty well loved. But I wanted to add a little bit of something along the top edge of the card. Hold my bow in place. There we go. And now we're just going to add something right here. And I think we're going to use, oh well, I want something short, I want something scripty, something sort of elegant looking. Oh, there goes my bow. Did not give it time to dry. So if you just hold that there for about 2 minutes, it'll dry, or you can use a little hot glue too. All right, you guys, so a great collection that we have for you. Definitely look at the money saver on the right hand side of the screen. It's amazing, and it's a really good deal. And if you remember, there's lots of quick and easy card options for this as well. So definitely take advantage of this kit. It's fantastic. I don't think it's going to be here long, you guys. Christmas stuff is flying out of here. It is that time of year. So definitely take a look at the money saver. If you're on YouTube, just look below the video in the description box, and there's a link that'll take you right to Paper Wish's webisode page where you can see this. A thumbs up is greatly appreciated, and subscribe. We do 4 to 5 of these videos a week. We don't want you to miss a thing. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.